Are we on?
Summer break. Yeah, we're on.
We're on. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
It's Lights Out.
And away we go.
Is there anything you would like to start off with today?
I feel like you're setting me up to say you should start with something.
Yeah, because I really want to start with something.
Okay.
Okay, this has been something on my mind.
Oh, yeah?
And it's recent.
Mm-hmm.
So, David Croft,
Yes.
Crofty,
Crofty.
was on the F1 podcast.
Okay.
Okay. And he made some comments that I think is interesting. And I want to know your opinion.
Oh, I've not heard these.
He said in the F1 podcast, these aren't quotes, but this is what he said in short. He was thinking, have the F1 reserve drivers drive the sprint races and have that as a separate competition. He doesn't like it that it's the same thing. Obviously, the sprint race and the actual race affect each other.
Yeah.
He doesn't like that. He says, let's say, the sprint race on a Friday, have the reserve drivers do the sprint race on a Friday, completely different competition.
Yeah.
And then have practice on a Saturday morning, qualifying Saturday afternoon, race on Sunday for the actual proper Grand Prix.
Okay, I like that.
Okay, we'll start with that.
I was going to say, I can hold my opinions back if you want to go through it all, or do you want to start with that?
No, to be fair, that's pretty much it. That's the overall thing of what he said.
Okay.
So, yeah, I would like to hear your opinion on that. You can have a moment to think and see what you think about that.
I like it.
Okay.
I have a change.
What, something you would adjust?
Yeah, I would make it so it does impact the constructor standings.
Interesting. Yes, okay. Explain.
So maybe they can have a separate drivers, but I don't know. Don't have a separate drivers, but I think it does impact the constructor standings, because then I think that it would make, like, the teams would be more willing to invest more money into their reserve drivers rather than just having them for marketing events and stuff.
Okay.
And it will open the door for more spending on that reserve driver market, and maybe it might give an option for F2 drivers to come in and teams to back it more, then rather than just having these like drivers that just bring in sponsor money just purely because they've got sponsors and it's a reserve driver, they don't really care.
Yeah.
So I think that if they also need them to be fast, that could be a good thing.
Yeah. Okay, my argument to that is the lesser teams, the teams that don't have that sort of funding, how do they get a third car and how do they pay for this new, because it would have to, obviously they'd have to make a third car for the third driver, because they wouldn't obviously let your first and second that are actually going to race the race driving their car on the sprint race if it's a separate thing. Yeah. So that's my only argument to that.
Yeah. You need a whole new seat.
A whole new seat. Yeah. Just everything would be...
Anything cockpit-wise will all need to be new. Yeah. That's a very good point. I've not thought about that.
So then teams like Williams that already struggle with their spending, and, they're going to struggle even more on that part. That's my only argument to that. But I really like the idea as well.
Great idea. How could we get around spending issues?
They would have to just raise the cost cap. Just raise the cost cap another...
Yeah, I mean, they could raise it, or... if they're worried that raising the cost cap, the bottom teams can't afford to pay the cost cap off. Yeah. Make part of the cost cap allocated purely to sprint races. Yeah. Or just have it so teams have to work out how to allocate their money. Or just make that another complex. Yeah. But it could just be another thing of the rich get richer. But that's the issue with the sprints anyway. The rich just get richer because the fastest teams... It's a sprint qualifying, you qualify on pole, and then you have a race. And then it's just, there's no pit stops. So it's literally the fastest team wins. Yeah. Whereas, because there's literally no strategy involved. Like, literally none. So what's the point? Yeah. I think a better idea, it's not a better idea, it's a different idea, would be to one-shot qualifying the sprint. Okay. So you literally only get one lap. So you get, let's say they do like a 5-minute qualifying session. So you literally get time for like one lap. Maybe on a really short track, you get time for 2 laps. Okay. So then if you make a mistake or get stuck in traffic, you're done.
You're done. Okay.
Yeah. And then you'll be start back. Or if they don't want to do that, do reverse grid the top 10, which we've already said before.
Yeah, we've spoken of before.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. That was the first thing. The second thing he said was ban blue flags.
They used to do that, and I strongly disagree.
I think I do too.
Yeah, strongly disagree. They used to. So I think blue flags was something that came in like the 90s.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a thing in the 80s.
Okay.
And there was, and I think it wasn't even, I'm pretty sure it's not even like early 90s. It was late 90s that it got brought in. I will have to Google that. We can add that to the list.
Add that to the list. One day, this is going to happen.
Yeah. So that's going to be added to the list. Okay. Blue flags, though, they got brought in relatively late. And there were so many incidents before where drivers would get stuck behind fighting a back marker and then crash into each other or something.
Mm.
So don't.
Yeah.
I just think it's stupid. Don't let the back markers get in the way.
I just don't think it's fair that if you've already passed that person and you're about to lap them again, that person's driving their race. Do you know what I mean? The person who in first is driving their race, and they want to do that race as quickly as they can.
Yeah,
there shouldn't be he shouldn't be punished for the fact that he's going so fast.
Yes,
so much faster than the rest of the grid that he has to go past them all multiple times. To win the race. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%. And imagine the issues in Monaco.
Oh my word.
Tracks like that.
Oh my word, no.
Like you would literally just have like one back marker. Like the leaders will go ahead. You have the one back marker slow down. The whole field just bunch up again.
Yeah.
And just get stuck in a massive train.
Yeah.
And like, what are you supposed to do? And then like, there could be things where, let's say, Hamilton second place, Max Verstappen in the lead, really far ahead.
Mm-hmm.
George Russell had issues. He's not going to finish in the points. Just don't pit him. Get him stuck. Get him to just hold up Max like they did with Perez.
Yeah.
But as a back marker.
Yeah.
Like it makes sense holding up if they're in front, but it's literally a back marker. So, and then Hamilton could catch up or something. So.
Agreed. Martin Brundle said to that if you're fast enough to be in first, you should be fast enough to go past the rest of the drivers.
But it's not the same thing because there's a very big difference between like, you can be fast enough, but some tracks just don't allow passing.
Yeah.
And it's like, you've done all the hard work to earn that. And then they're just messing up with the leaders of the race. And what does it benefit? Like, I don't understand the benefit. It's just going to hold up. All it's going to do is, so this is what's going to happen. You're going to have Max Verstappen, who's going to be so fast, he can just blitz past all the back markers. And then all the other drivers whose DRS isn't as powerful, they're just going to get stuck behind the back markers. So Max is going to finish even further ahead.
Yeah, that's probably true,
because
actually.
the faster cars will be able to easily pass them. But let's say if you've got like third place trying to pass 13th place, is going to struggle so much more than first place trying to pass 13th. So he's just going to extend the gap at the front.
Agreed.
So, no.
I agree.
Bad idea.
No to that. That it's lights out, says no.
Big no.
Big no. Cool. But that was all I wanted to start with. I thought they were interesting points that you made, and I thought we would discuss those. So it was a possible yes to the first one of maybe making the sprint race a separate competition.
Yeah.
But no to blue flags.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
separate competition for the third drivers, but
possibly.
Yeah. But
not a bad idea.
Not the worst idea.
Not the worst idea.
Yeah. I still think our idea of reverse grid top 10 or Max start 30 seconds behind, one or the other.
One or the other.
It's the best idea.
That is probably the best idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
So A-level results have just come out.
Have they?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I'm pretty sure someone got like absolutely rinsed on like live TV.
Did they?
Yeah, I think he started crying his eyes out. I think he went before they got the results. Some presenter went up and said, "Oh, so what are you looking for? What do you want?" And he went, "Oh, I want 3 A's." I think he said, and then he ended up getting an ABB, which is still great, like really, really great. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure he just burst into tears on live TV. Oh, no. We shouldn't be laughing.
I feel bad for him. Hopefully he got into his uni.
Yeah, I don't think he did. I think he needed those A's.
You would. I think they usually drop like 1 grade, so you probably could have got AAA, ABB, AAB, but not. Ooh. Anyway, that is painful. On live TV.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was on live TV. Yeah,
that's painful.
To be honest, I didn't watch most of it because I just felt really bad for him.
Yeah, no, I feel bad for him. I do feel bad for him. So the F1 teams, they've on their midsummer break. We thought it'd be a good idea to give each of the teams a grade based on how they've done for the first half of the season.
Okay.
A few caveats to the grade. It's not obviously like the top teams are going to get the A's and the bottom teams because they score the least points are getting the worst grades. It's how they did compared to their previous season and how much they've sort of improved as a team or deproved. Ferrari. So we'll have to. That's the sort of caveat. So a bad team can get a good grade, a good team can get bad grades.
Okay.
Yeah. Should we start from the bottom up? Okay. So in last place, you have AlphaTauri.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we're doing it as in literally like your A-level grades, A, B, C.
So A, B, C, D, F.
A, B, C, D, E, F.
No E's.
There's definitely E's.
I
got an E in my I got an E in my AS level PE, which is technically a pass. I'm genuinely not joking.
Okay,
but I stopped doing that straight after because I was like, come on.
I'm glad you stopped doing that.
Thanks.
Yeah. So A, B, C, D, E, and F.
And then there's U, isn't there?
No, but we'll just go with F for this.
I'll tell you what, if you're that bad, you can be D and F.
D and F. Okay. I don't think anyone's getting a D and F because everyone has scored points this season. But AlphaTauri.
Okay. I want to hear your opinion first.
They get an F.
Get an F.
Yep.
I'll give them an E minus.
E minus. Okay.
Just above the F.
Okay. AlphaTauri, I'm giving them an F just because I think that they have produced a car that understeers in corner entry, oversteers mid corner, understeers corner exit, and oversteers corner exit. It's a terrible car. They've decreased from last year. They're now the worst team on the grid. I don't think they handled the De Vries situation well as well.
Terrible.
Yuki Tsunoda had a season and a bit to be in the car purely because Honda was there. De Vries should have had more time. The car is terrible. They struggle to score points. And yeah, they only got 3, so I'm giving them an F.
Yeah, I'll stick with an F too then.
Yeah.
I'll with that explanation, I'll agree with the F.
Okay.
I don't need to add anything extra to that. Cool.
Alfa Romeo.
Alfa Romeo, I'm going to give an E for Alfa Romeo.
I agree.
I'm going to give an E. Better than AlphaTauri, obviously. They've got a solid 6 more points so far this year.
Nice.
But yeah, again, I mean, considering Williams are in 7th, they've dropped off. Williams were at the bottom of last year. So AlphaTauri have really dropped off again. It's just slow.
So yeah,
the whole thing's slow.
I mean, I agree with you. It's at least the car is stable, and it can work at certain tracks like Hungary, where they have a lot of like low speed corner. Like they get in the low speed corners. Mm-hmm. Hence why Joe got 6th and Bottas got 8th. Okay. I want to say.
Yep.
I mean that's where Joe had a terrible start. His car kicked into anti-stall. The car is generally very slow, very terrible. The only reason they're not getting an F is literally because of Hungary. Yeah. But they're also the most boring car on the grid. Like, do you ever actually notice where they are?
You mention this every race.
Every race, I'm like...
Alfa Romeo are just there.
Yeah.
They're just there.
They're just there. They just filler cars that might end up in the points on the odd occasion.
Yeah.
They've dropped off. So last year they came 6th and they had 55 points. So if we were to, obviously we're mid-season, if we were to double what they're on now, they're only going to get 18 points. Quite a bad drop-off.
Yeah.
So, they're getting an E from me as well. Saved purely because of Hungary.
Agreed.
Cool. Haas.
I'm going to stick to the E with Haas.
Yeah, I mean...
I think it's a very similar situation at the moment as Alfa Romeo.
Yes. I think a very similar situation, but I'm going to give them an E+.
An E+, okay.
Because they've still had a bad season, and it's still worse than what they did last season. So they got pole when Magnussen ended Brazil.
Yeah.
They're on track for less points than they would have got last season. But at the same time, it's not actually been as bad of a season as Alfa Romeo. It's not as bad of a drop-off, so I can't feel like I can give them the exact same grade.
Okay.
Again, a bit of a team with not really much fire behind it, not really much happening.
There's no way. Also, there's no where you expect them to improve as well. There's nothing that you're thinking, oh, you never know, in a few months' time, once they brought in a few upgrades, that they could really fly. But they feel very kind of stuck.
Yes, they feel very stuck, and I think that is a lot to do with their Ferrari package and the Ferrari stuff that they're getting.
Yeah,
because obviously Ferrari's got into decline, and we can talk about them.
Yeah,
but you know what? I think the Haas are just a bit of a dead team. Yeah, you don't really see much about them, but at the same time, they've got worse. So they're getting an E+ from me and an E from you.
An E from me.
Yeah. Williams. I'll go with this one.
Go on, then.
I'm going to give you a bit of a B+.
Good idea. I like that. I was going to go C+. I like that. I think we're on the same wavelength here.
Yeah, I think so. So they've already outscored last season.
Fantastic.
Which is, they've got 8 points last season. They've already got 11 points this season.
Yep. Albon is having a great season.
Albon's
having a great season.
Albon's having a great.
He's having a storm in that car. He's doing really well.
Yeah, Albon's having a great season. They've made the most of the opportunities that are there. The car is obviously very good in the straight line, lacks downforce, but they've maximized what they can do through clever calls, good strategy. James Vowles has done a great job.
Yeah,
he's done a really good job. And hearing what he's talked about and how bad of a position that team was in, like we were saying when he turned up and, you know, they didn't even have any way to track where the parts were for the cars. Like turning that around and maximizing the points on every weekend he's going out there.
Yeah.
Very well done.
Very well done. To see a considerable improvement over Alpha Tauri, Alfa Romeo and the Haas is massive.
Yeah.
To jump 3 teams that quick.
Yeah.
In the space of half a season is massive.
Yeah. And Williams is part of the reason why the other teams have had bad, like we've given them bad ratings, because Williams has made that step, whereas the other teams haven't made that step.
Agreed.
So, yeah, you know what? I could even give him an A-. I might change my mind to an A- because I think that given the situation they're in and the dire situation they were in, I think that they've genuinely maximized the most that they could, and an A- is what I'm going to give them.
Perfect. I will. Okay, well, I'll up it to the B-.
Yeah, fair enough.
Lovely.
Cool.
Love that. Well done, Williams. We're very happy.
We're very proud of you.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we're very proud of you.
Congratulations.
Alpine. So Ocon drives for this one.
Ocon drives for this one, yes. Sorry, yes. Had a brain malfunction there. I'm going to go a D. D-, I think.
Okay, I was going to go C-, but I can drop myself down to D, C-.
Yeah.
I mean,
just very, I guess very kind of steady, but too steady.
Yes.
Like they're just in the middle there.
Yeah.
There's no, there's nothing that's making you think, oh, doing terribly, really slow this year, just not working on any cylinders. But then you're not thinking they're firing on all cylinders.
Yeah.
I feel like it's very kind of mellow.
Yeah. I think they've underperformed based on what they've expected and what the other midfield teams, which we're going to get onto in a bit, have done. The only reason why I'm being a bit more relaxed with them is obviously they had Monaco with the podium.
Yeah.
They've had flashes of sort of good times. I think, obviously, there's that meme going around with Ocon getting penalties all over the shop.
Yeah.
But, like, it seems like operationally with the penalties and stuff, like not serving them correctly.
Yeah, that's bad, actually.
Waste of points there. I think that you've seen the other teams make steps. They were giving this big talk of they wanted to be P4, but they wanted to be closer to P3, 2, and 1 than they were 5, 6.
Yeah.
Whereas now, how far they're away? They're from Aston Martin now, they're almost 140 points.
Yeah, that's a long way.
136-ish points behind.
Yeah, it's a long way.
So they're really far back.
Yeah.
The other teams have made steps. They haven't made steps. They've fired off. The directors have got bored, right? And they've just fired off Otmar Zafner?
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
I think you're saying that right.
Yeah, something like that. something like that. So that's why they're getting a D. They're getting a D.
Oh, good. Yeah, I think I was a D-.
Yeah, so I think that's right.
I think that's about right.
Yeah.
Cool.
McLaren.
This is an interesting one.
Yes.
It's a really interesting
interesting one.
Because in some ways you want to be like, okay, horrendous start to the season.
Horrendous. Absolutely terrible.
But they are now doing very, very well.
Yeah. If this was based off Austria onwards, they're getting an A.
Oh, easily.
Easy A.
Okay, so
the step they've made.
Okay, so there were, I don't know how many races there were before Austria. So probably 6, 7 races.
7-ish or so. I think everyone got cancelled, but yeah, like 7 or so.
So
because they're getting an F for the start of the season. Genuinely. They're getting such a decline. It was they're getting a U. I think they'll be one of the only teams to get a U because they were so bad.
They're so lucky that they've
done well.
As well as they had.
Yeah. You're Zach Brown, you're very lucky.
You're very lucky. You would have got a serious U from us.
On the It's Lights Out podcast.
The It's Lights Out podcast.
Like start of the season U, end of the season A.
So I feel like down the middle.
C? Is it a C down the middle?
I think, we'll go a C.
Yeah.
Maybe a C minus.
C minus.
C minus.
But that, I'm pretty sure, our end of season review, if they keep on this pace.
Oh, it would be like a B plus, A minus.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
But we're talking right now.
Yeah.
We're both going maybe the C.
I think there's pure, I think we'll go C plus.
C plus.
I'm happy with a C plus, I think, just because of how good this second part of the season is.
Yeah.
But I mean, some key highlights were obviously you got the podium for Lando and Austria.
Yeah.
And Silverstone.
Yeah.
He led for a bit of that.
He did lead for a bit of that. So I was wanting him to win.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, this could be the day.
Yeah. Obviously, Belgium, they went for the wet. It was dry. But Piastri being P2, leading the race for a bit as well.
Yep.
In the sprint and stuff. So
really good in quali.
Yeah, it's a fast car.
It's great.
It's a fast car. Okay. So
we're hopeful.
We're very hopeful. Yeah, I think they can drag that grade up.
Okay.
Yeah,
I agree.
Ferrari
E.
Wow, that was quick.
Just terrible.
E.
For Ferrari standards. Well, actually, Ferrari standards over the past few seasons have been, but this season, it's an E, maybe an F, maybe an E minus.
So
close to going F, I'd say.
Last season they scored 515 points.
Yep.
This season they're on track for about 400 points.
Okay, yeah. So it's a big decrease.
It's a big decrease. They've gone from title challenger to 4th place in the constructors. They're still struggling operationally. They're still making mistakes.
Strategically.
The drivers are making mistakes. The car is not good to drive.
Mm-hmm.
They're not really improving at the rate.
Yeah.
It's a very peaky car. So Austria and stuff, it's really fast. And I think it was Belgium, they were quick as well.
Yeah.
But then at other tracks, they're struggling to be in the top 10.
Yeah.
Like, was it Silverstone or and with how close, Aston, Mercedes and Ferrari and now McLaren are, if you have a car that's so peaky like they have, you're going to be dropping almost out the points at this point.
Yeah.
So
it's just so inconsistent.
And the team don't even know why it's inconsistent. They brought upgrades, it's still not fixed it. So they don't know why, which is concerning.
They don't know their own ethos. It feels like that anyway.
They don't. I think Ferrari, we literally, I think the second ever podcast we did was Ferrari Disaster Class, because I don't know. It seems like there's such issues internally back at Maranello in Italy.
Yeah.
It's almost like this team is never going to be able to run itself.
Yeah.
But an E.
You haven't given yours.
I'm giving E.
Oh, an E. But
I'm good with you for an E.
Go for an E.
Go.
E for that.
So Aston Martin
started the season brilliantly.
A star started the season.
Yeah. Brilliantly.
Yeah.
Have dropped off, but I think we were all expecting that. They've dropped off because, like you say, they really do the downforces. They got a lot of downforce, so they like the tight, twisty tracks.
I mean, Monaco, they were probably one of the only teams who we considered could actually beat Red Bull to pole. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go because it's been a good season. It's not been a bad season at all, even now. So there's been not really any point where you've thought they've not been good enough.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for a B minus.
Really?
I am.
See, I'm going for a straight A.
A straight A. Okay.
Yeah. I think that. So they're on 196 points this season.
Yeah.
Pretty much Fernando Alonso.
Yeah. All Fernando Alonso.
Yeah. They were on 55 points last season.
Oh,
it's almost 4 times what they were on.
That's a really good stat.
Yeah.
Then I will up it.
Yeah, because I think that
I'll make it a B plus.
Make it a B plus. Yeah,
make it a B plus.
I think that's I think I'm sticking with A. I think that they're the only team who realistically could have taken pole off Red Bull. Actually, Mercedes took pole off Red Bull in Hungary. They did. I forgot about that. But anyway, they still. I mean, I think it's an unbelievable jump from 7th in the constructors to the start of the season. It was like 4 podiums and 5 races.
That's a great point.
It was amazing. And like, obviously they have dropped off a bit, but they're still the 3rd or 4th or maybe like 3rd or 4th fastest car on the weekend.
Agreed.
So I'm giving them an A. I think that they've done an unbelievable job.
They have.
So yeah, well done. Well done, Aston.
Yeah,
well done. I think Lance Stroll needs to pick his socks up, but we can get into driver ratings another time.
Yeah.
But yeah, Aston Martin.
Fantastic.
Good job.
Good job, Aston.
Mercedes.
Onto our team.
Yeah. So they're second.
It's a tricky one to look at.
Yeah.
Because it depends on what you're comparing them to.
Yeah. And I think that it's almost like Mercedes' success means that it's almost like they get obviously treated harder. For a team to come second last year or 3rd last year and then second this year, you'd be like, okay, they've improved by 1 spot. But this is a team that should be winning and at the front, and they haven't won yet. And the gap in pace between the Red Bull and the Mercedes is so large, and the fact that the car as well is they couldn't crack the code with the car, I'm giving them a C.
Okay. It's a hard one. I like your explanation on it. Oh, I don't know.
It's a tough one.
Because I don't know. To be honest, it could be just dependent on my mood.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because I could look at the scores here, the points right now, and they've got literally nearly bang on half the points Red Bull do.
Yeah.
I think that literally is the maths nearly anyway.
Almost, yeah.
Almost the maths. Bang on half. I mean, Mercedes how well run Mercedes is, where they should be. If I was in a good mood, which I am in a good mood.
Yeah.
But if I was in a good mood, I'd say like a B minus.
Yeah.
If I was in a bad mood and I was thinking I'm fed up with my team not winning races, then I'd be like a C minus, I'd say.
Yeah.
Because I'm in a good mood, I'm going to go B minus.
Okay.
Because I agree with everything you said. However, the car just hasn't been fast enough to be challenging anything.
Yeah.
It's just not been.
Yeah.
But also, when you put into perspective the other teams as well, you're still flying. The upgrades they brought were really good. Hamilton was really happy with them, with the upgrades. He said, they feel really great. Yeah, I think I'll stick with B minus. Okay. Is what I'll say with.
Yeah, I think you're being quite generous with that. I mean, they're almost bang on the same number of points that they got at this stage last season.
Okay.
I just think that a team like Mercedes needs to be closing the gap to Red Bull. The gap shouldn't be getting bigger. And I think that the fact it's got bigger is a misstep from them. So I'm sticking with a C.
Okay.
That's just my personal opinion, really.
Absolutely. I'll go B minus, I'll say. I don't think you can stay on top for the rest of your life.
I don't think you can, but I think that they should at least be closing the gap. The gap shouldn't be getting bigger. That's my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah. Red Bull, this is a tough one.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I was joking.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I should have looked at his face when he said that. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, it's an A plus,
A star,
whatever.
A star, A plus, given the highest grade they can possibly have.
I mean, there's no thing.
That car is unbelievable. It has a very small weakness that doesn't even impact them because of how good the race pace is on the car.
Yeah. The team's being run well. The pit stops are fast as they normally are. The strategy's good.
There's not really even many operational mistakes from the team. I can't think of any off the top of my head. I can't think of a bad call.
The only thing that you might you might bring it down is probably Perez.
Yeah, but I don't think that is enough.
No,
but I think that's a very good point. I think
it's the only thing that might grade it down.
Yeah, I think Perez is not doing a good job, and I think we can get into the actual driver ratings and report cards for them. And that is the only sort of chink in the armor is Perez, and then their issues with warming up the front tires.
Yeah,
which is why they didn't get pole in Hungary. They almost lost pole in Monaco. Mm-hmm. It's just that, but like at the end of the day, the race pace of that car is phenomenal.
12 wins.
Yeah,
everyone else 0 wins. I mean, you can't really you can't really argue with it, can you?
You cannot complain with that. You cannot complain. They've done a phenomenal job.
Yeah, and everyone wants to be in a Red Bull. Everyone wants to be as fast as a Red Bull. Yeah.
Funnily enough,
well done to Red Bull.
Yeah,
you have been fantastic.
Absolutely fantastic. Well done.
Well done.
Yeah, little golf club. So, we thought, because we've just sort of gone through the constructors and we're at the mid-season break.
No.
We thought it'd be a really great idea.
No.
To go through our opening season predictions.
I hate predicting stuff. It does my head in. Because now it bites me. I don't like it.
You made some ropey predictions.
Oh, I don't want to talk about it.
You made some ropey predictions. So at the start of the season, we thought it'd be a great idea to predict the top 4 or the top 4 constructors.
Yep.
Going into the season.
Can I do mine first so I can get it out of the way?
Yeah, but I want to sort of long this out. So Adam was like, you know what? This is my first time doing predictions, but I really studied testing. And he's come up with these predictions. No, I'm hating on him. It's his first ever time doing predictions, so we can let it slide a little bit.
Yeah, all right.
We can let it slide.
Please don't hurt me. Okay.
So we're just going to do constructors this time. We do have a drivers one that we did on that episode as well, but we will go through that next episode.
Also a shocker from me.
you had we make fun of it often on the podcast, your shocking prediction. But anyway, constructors.
Okay.
So I'm going to read out the top 4.
Okay, from what it is now. We only did top 4 at the time because I can't remember why. I don't think
we just did top 4 to be fair. I do have a full one to be fair, and I may as well go through my full one.
Okay, you can go through the full one. I'll do.
Adam did a top 4. So the current top 4 right now is Red Bull with 503 points, Mercedes 247 points, Aston Martin 196 points, and Ferrari very close behind 191.
Actually, looking at my order now, I feel a little bit better about myself now you said that, and I'll explain why when I say it.
I know what you're going to say.
Okay, good. Okay. Shall I go through mine?
Yes.
Brace yourselves.
Okay.
Hold on.
What was that? Sorry. I don't think the viewers heard you. What was that? I can't quite hear you.
Ferrari P1. Oh, really
naive young Adam.
Naive young Adam. Misinformed young Adam.
Yeah, I can't believe you.
Uneducated young Adam.
I can't believe you ever had faith in Ferrari. Oh, Adam.
Well, I made my bed. I have to lie in it.
You do have to lie in it.
I thought at the start of the season that last year they would not make the mistakes they made last year. I thought, do you know what? I'm going to give it a go. Make a crazy prediction. I'm going to put Ferrari P1.
You could not be more wrong.
Oh yeah, I've had a stinker.
Yeah.
I've had a few stinkers on this podcast so far, and I hate it.
Right.
So Ferrari was my P1.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the only saving grace, if that's the right word, is I went Red Bull 2.
Yeah.
Mercedes 3.
Yeah.
And Aston Martin 4.
Yeah.
So that order, if you just swap the Ferrari bit round, was good.
Yeah. But you have put,
so far,
the most dominant car almost ever in P2.
Thanks for,
no worries,
dumbing the mood again.
No worries.
I was trying to turn it into a positive.
Nope.
You've made it into a negative.
Yeah.
Again. Thanks.
So you were wrong on all of them.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm hating, but it's
no.
I remember when I was young and I had, I thought Ferrari would change, and they never do. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's not a bad choice. And do you know what's really funny? So we listened back to the podcast recording.
Yeah.
And I'd written an order down. And after Adam had said Ferrari won, I go, you know what? You've convinced me. I'm swapping two people around. So it wasn't quite as shocking. But what's really annoyed me is I would have the top 4 completely right if I didn't listen to Adam.
Why did you listen to me?
I don't know why I listened to you.
One since you were about.
I don't know why I listened
10.
to you. I don't know why I listened to you.
I've been watching it for 4 years. You are a donut.
I know. So
my number one of listening to our podcast: do not listen to anything I say.
Yeah,
because it's wrong.
Yeah. So my initial prediction before I got influenced by
no, you're not allowed to start giving all this initial prediction. This is what I thought, but I changed my mind. What was it that you actually said on the day? What's your prediction for constructors? Go.
Red Bull, Mercedes.
Okay, no, that's fine. Yeah, carry on.
Yeah, Ferrari, Aston Martin.
Okay.
But my initial prediction,
it's not that bad.
The one I've sent to my friends was Red Bull, Mercedes, Aston Martin, Ferrari, which would have been bang on.
That would have been bang on.
To be fair to Adam, I also said that Aston Martin's not going to sustain their performance and they're going to drop off.
Yep.
Which we are also seeing.
Yep.
I said that McLaren will start out poorly, but will pick it up. But I also said that McLaren wouldn't do well enough to make up for the lost points, which I was actually very wrong about.
Okay.
So my 5 to 10 was Alpine, which I was wrong about.
Wrong.
Alfa Romeo, which I was wrong about.
Yeah.
Haas, which I was wrong about. McLaren, I was wrong about. AlphaTauri, I was wrong about. And Williams, I was wrong about.
Keep in mind, this is so far.
Yeah. So far.
So far.
But, yeah, I think...
Because Ferrari, at the end of this season, this summer break has changed Ferrari, and they're going to fly. And
they're going to win.
This is the moment.
They're going to win 12 races
100% in a row.
Charles Leclerc is going to win 12 in a row.
No, Carlos Sainz is going to win 12 races in a row.
There is no gravel traps in Vegas, so I think he has a good shout there.
He's going to fly.
Yeah.
That wasn't the shock prediction. Don't listen to me.
Okay. But yeah, my like sort of shock prediction was Aston Martin would drop off.
Yeah.
I did say McLaren will pick up, but I did not think they'd pick up like they would.
No.
I seriously underestimated Williams. I thought Williams were going to do better. I overestimated Alfa Romeo. I should have just looked at the stats and just seen how bad Alfa Romeo and AlphaTauri were.
Yeah.
But
okay.
Yeah. That was our predictions.
So far.
It's
the middle of the season.
Yeah.
So
a lot can change.
Probably not that much.
Not as much as I think you're hoping for. Yeah. You've got 2 predictions out there, which I mean we may as well say it. Which we will talk next week about, but your Logan Sargent prediction as well. That I think I think we would have to go to a parallel universe for your Ferrari prediction and your Logan Sargent prediction to come true.
Possible.
In a parallel universe.
The thing is as well, what I've also noticed, and we'll come on to this in the next episode, my championship drivers, their order makes my constructors, I think we might have spoken about this in the last podcast as well, in that one, makes my constructors doesn't make any sense at all.
So I don't know if you remember this, but we actually cut in an audio into that episode of us after we listened to it back being like, this doesn't add up.
Oh,
because
yeah.
You had like Max.
No, don't talk about it.
I'm not going to talk about it. But you were a donut.
I was a donut.
You got it wrong. So we had to update it to make sure that the constructors made sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so. Okay. We'll come on to that
next week.
Be ready.
But
yeah, we'll call it a day, shall we?
Yeah, we'll call it a day. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for listening.
Absolutely. That was a really fun one.
Yeah, that was really fun.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah.